Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Universal Universe Emperor. I have a Overlord Simulator. EMO travels to a different world and enters the competition for global space hegemony. At the beginning, everyone has a planet, and you are the master of 10,000 people. But this master is just a superficial sight, with hidden dangers lurking everywhere. Rebels, mutated beasts, extraterrestrial forces, occasional cosmic-level disasters. Fortunately, EMO awakened the Overlord Simulator, which can simulate the future direction in the first year. The space station you discovered undoubtedly discovered high-level extraterrestrial relics. Obtain 10 Iron Titans. In the second year, your spacecraft discovered the Kryptonian civilization and obtained the Kryptonian inheritance. In the third year, the Holy Spirit planet Urando begged for help from you. The Holy Spirit princess has been devoted to you for a long time and wants to marry you. 7 days later, the fierce competition for deer officially began. Everyone else started from scratch, and EMO, already invincible. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The Battle of the Universe Overlord officially begins. Bah. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The global cosmic hegemony has officially begun. Initially, each challenger will receive a planet. Manage your planet well. This will be the key to dominating the universe. But be careful, this is not a game, but life. You can choose your lifestyle, whether it's indulging in pleasure or striving for excellence. You can obtain everything you once dared not imagine: divine strength, power, wealth, immortality, millions of descendants, and the creation of a cosmic empire. In this world, you can all obtain it. You can also dominate the top of the universe and become the only ruler in the universe. As long as you have the corresponding strength. You need to explore all the mysteries on your own. Go ahead. Become the supreme ruler of the universe. Good luck to you. Finally, please note to all the overlords. 1. This world is full of crises. If you die, you are truly dead. 2. This world is full of secrets. There are many treasures in this secret realm, such as extraterrestrial technology, extraterrestrial forces, and higher world inheritance. If you discover them, please don't miss them. The first 7 days are beginner protection periods, and within these 7 days, the overlords will not be in any danger. 4. In order to provide a better experience for the overlords, open the area chat function, and the overlords can communicate freely. 5. Pay attention to all the unusual things in life. They may be important clues for some important things. Be careful and act carefully. Maybe you can wipe out the crisis in the cradle and save your life. Before you develop, be careful of powerful extraterrestrial civilizations. They can be deadly. EMO. Looking at the towering Iron Tower, sitting on the throne of steel, looking at the crowd kneeling below. I heard the sound in my ear again. EMO finally understood what was going on. He traveled through time. He inexplicably entered a macroscopic world called the cosmic hegemon. Fortunately, as a traveler, EMO not only possesses the wisdom and intelligence of readers, but also has excellent mental endurance like everyone present. Just for a while, EMO adapted to his new identity. Looking at the overwhelming crowd below, EMO couldn't help but raise the corner of his mouth slightly. Can this be considered as passing the addiction of becoming a world emperor? With a moment of thought, a message box appeared in front of EMO. This is the public chat area, which can be accessed with just one thought. It's very convenient. At this time, the chat area has become a mess. What's going on? I've traveled. Not only have you traveled, we have all traveled. Damn it. The cosmic hegemon, are you really fake? Oh my goodness. I never expected that in my lifetime, I could become the master of a ball. Isn't that saying, do whatever you want, and marry as many wives as you want? Power. Wealth. I want the most beautiful woman. Waha, no one can stop me. don't you want to go back to the real world? Returning to the real world. Being an ordinary person, is there any way to be a hegemon? That voice said, as long as we are willing to work hard, dominating the universe is not a dream. One day, this universe will change its name to Fong. To Yemo's surprise, the comments section was filled with singing and dancing. Almost everyone was blinded by the good news in front of them. As an ordinary citizen, is there a dominant fragrance above 10,000 people? Of course not. At least, the desire for power that the subordinates of this opponent are constantly demanding is a temptation that most people cannot bear. Unfortunately, Yemo is not an ordinary person. Start with a planet. Becoming the hegemon of the universe. Upon hearing such good news, Yemo was not blinded by it. If something goes wrong, there will always be demons. With his 20 years of experience being baptized by online novels, this hegemon is probably not easy to be. At first, the strange sound was like drawing a big cake for them. It also mentioned various benefits, such as extraterrestrial technology, superpowers, immortality. Who wouldn't know how to draw pancakes? Yemo won't take this all seriously. What he's paying attention to is the following prompt. The first prompt, this world is full of crises. If you die, you really die. Yemo felt that this was not sensationalism. There are definitely hidden dangers around here that he hasn't noticed yet. What to do next can only be to touch a stone and cross the river. Alright, this concludes today's morning meeting. I need to go back and rest. The subordinates shouted in unison, farewell to the Star King. Yemo just stood up. I almost stumbled and fell when I heard the word, Star King. Star King. Is this what his subordinates call him? King Yemoxing was also in line with the situation. Returning to the residence, Yemo's top priority is to understand the world. I know nothing about this world, but it's not possible. Soon, his staff sorted out the information for him and played it on the 50 square meter large screen in Yemo's bedroom. It took Yemo a whole 2 hours to gain a little understanding of the world. I couldn't help but marvel, this is really amazing. The planet where Yemo is located, named Blue Star, is actually the same name as his previous planet, but it is a smaller version of the previous planet, and even the overall size cannot match the size of the moon. He is now the king of blue stars. That strange voice is right, he did indeed rule over the entire Blue Star. At this time, the total population of Blue Star reached 100 million people. In other words, these 100 million people are his descendants of Yemo, listening to his instructions. So, becoming an emperor with 100 million people is also quite satisfying. However, as Yemo expected, this game is not simple. At this point, the Blue Star is already in crisis. Although there is 100 years of technology ahead of the world before Yemo, the technology of space navigation has also matured. Unfortunately, we have been unable to find a suitable colonial planet for a long time. At this point, the resources on the Blue Star have long been depleted. Water resources can only be sufficient for 30% of people to drink, while the remaining 70% of the population is in a state of water scarcity or can only drink polluted water sources. The global pollution has reached an extreme point. Apart from a few small pieces of pure land, people living in other places must wear gas masks when going out, and tens of thousands of people die every day from respiratory diseases. What made Yemo even more concerned was the last information presented by his subordinates. The local uprising has become increasingly serious. After digging deep, Yemo finally found out, many people on this planet are already dissatisfied with him. The reason is also that Yemo is quite speechless. According to the investigation results, the reason is that the Blue Star resources have declined to a certain extent. Many people don't have enough to eat, and as the Star King, he still sings every day and night, big fish and big meat. 10% of the upper class enjoy 80% of the resources of the entire Blue Star. I don't care about the lives of the people below. Tens of thousands of people starve to death every day. We are still vigorously building on the only pure land of Blue Star. which is the unpolluted land, spending huge amounts of money to build the star-picking tower, causing hardship for the people, not to mention that, in the past 2 years, just my little concubine, Yemo added 18 more Yemo. I can't believe he meows like a foolish ruler. Still picking stars in the building. I am not King Zhou. Yemo rubbed her temples, big head. If this situation continues, once the 7-day novice protection period has passed, he is about to be pushed down by angry people. Not to mention being killed when the time comes, but also carrying the curse of a foolish ruler. To be honest, Yemo is a bit panicked now. The first time being a foolish ruler. No, the first time being a star king, I'm a bit unsure what to do. He knows that this position is not so easy to handle. Once you take the wrong step, it will be irreparable. Just when Yemo had a headache, a voice rang out in my mind, ding. Detected the host becoming the Star King. The Space Overlord Simulator has officially launched. I died on the first day of Chapter 2. This is hell hard. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yemo. Universe Overlord Simulator. The first thing Yemo thought of was the system. Rich people rely on technology, losers rely on variation, and travelers rely on systems, the 3 supreme truths in the world. The system may be late, but definitely not. Universe Overlord Simulator, used to simulate future trends. Help hosts reach the pinnacle of cosmic power. All items and abilities obtained in any simulator can be present in the real world. Note 1. The simulator has a cold but time delay, which increases with the number of times the simulator is used. 2. At the beginning of each simulation, random talents, items, and abilities can be obtained, but only 1 can be retained per day. 3. Simulation starts after the novice protection period, and the first day of simulation actually happens 7 days later. After communicating with the system, Yemo understood its usage. To put it bluntly, it's what happens after the simulation. 1 is the ability to anticipate in advance, another benefit is any benefits obtained from the simulation, they can all exist in the real world now. Isn't this a skill for brushing experience? Yemo couldn't help but sigh. The 3 words brush experience are most appropriate to describe this system. With this system, Yemo is confident that after the 7-day novice protection period, the strength has reached a level that other hegemons cannot reach. Think about it, 7 days later, the other hegemons are all level 1 trumpets, and through the accumulation of simulators, Yemo, to have wind and rain, directly reaching the maximum size, what are you afraid of? Heaven help me too. Yemo didn't waste time either. He started using the Overlord Simulator and saw what kind of surprises it could bring him. Ding! The simulator is turned on. Please choose one of the following 4 initial options as your initial ability. Iceberg and Snow Spring, white. A random iceberg appears, and the spring water flowing out can meet the needs of 1 million people. Wangba Qi, white. Your tiger body trembles, which can scare the people around you. Slightly increase your momentum. Yangshuo fruit, white. After consumption, increase your Yangshuo by 10 years. Intermediate leadership, green. It doesn't make you a first-class leader, but it can make you a good leader. Note: the ability and items of random options are divided into 6 levels. White, green, blue, purple, gold, and rainbow. White is the lowest, while rainbow is the highest. After reading it, Yemo was speechless. There is no useful one. Only one tall person can be selected from the list of short stature. Just him, intermediate leadership skills. Anyway, it's also a green ability. For a novice like Yemo, who is both poor and inexperienced, improving leadership skills, for him to lead this planet, there are also great benefits. Intermediate leadership selected successfully. It will be brought into the next simulation. Simulation start. On the first day, you went to morning court and looked at the high-ranking officials attending the meeting below. Left Star General Mo Yen reported on the overall situation of Blue Star on behalf of the high-ranking officials. The most difficult task is still the uprisings in various regions. The scale of the uprisings is getting larger and the number of uprising organizations is also increasing. The largest uprising is still the Revival Dynasty, which has captured 1/5 of the Blue Star's territory. They are heading towards the Star King Palace. After hearing this, you became very angry and ordered the mobilization of forces to besiege and suppress the rebels. Then you will use the Revival Dynasty as an example. Kill the chickens as a warning to the monkeys. But I didn't expect that Swashing would take the opportunity to advise you. Blue Star's strength has run out, and there is no hope of a comeback. He requests you to surrender and revive the dynasty. You're shocked. Later on, I realized that Mo Yen, the Left Star General, had probably betrayed the Star King Palace. You refused without hesitation and planned to have your subordinates drag Left Star General out and behead him in public. But I didn't expect Swashing to start earlier, pulling out a laser knife from his waist and directly piercing your abdomen. You turned your hand towards the right star next to Qingfeng for help. Qingfeng gritted his teeth and turned his head, not looking at you. You were killed by Swashingjiang. Before dying, I saw a large number of rebels pouring into the Star King Palace. This simulation is over. Simulate time for 1 day. Mo. Dead. Did you die so easily? Before simulating, Mo thought of 100 ways to die, but he didn't expect that, on the first day after the novice protection period, did he get killed. Left Star General Mo Yen. Mo noticed this important person. How could it be him? While Mo was learning about this world, the first thing he learned was about the Left and Right Star Generals. Left Star General Mo Yen, Right Star General Qingfeng, those are Mo's left arm and right arm. If placed within a country, that's the left and right prime ministers. Under one person, above 10,000 people. This kind of character has actually defected. You dare to believe it? No wonder when I first crossed over today, Mo felt that Mo Yan's expression on the shoehorn face was not right, but Mo thought it was an illusion. Others may betray him. Mo Yan, who is a high-ranking star general, is definitely with his heart. Now think about it, he's innocent. The gaze of someone who wants a knife cannot be hidden. Mo Yen is trying to kill him. I just don't know if it's due to the immaturity of the timing or the role of the novice protection period. This guy didn't take any action. This person must not stay. Mo touched his forehead, already in a cold sweat. He knows that the world of this cosmic hegemon is very dangerous, but I didn't expect it to be so dangerous. Coming up here is a belly cut. Mo stood up, walking around the house, think about countermeasures. Unfortunately, when he first arrived, he had no knowledge of what was happening in the court. Even Left Star General Mo Yen is a traitor, who can guarantee that other officials will not betray. There's no one available. It's my biggest difficulty. Mo muttered to himself. He has no choice but to find a breakthrough point from the simulator. See if we can pass this first level first. Otherwise, in 7 days, once the novice protection period is over, he will die. That's too suffocating. Coincidentally, the cooldown time for the Overlord Simulator has also arrived. At the beginning, the cooldown time of the Overlord Simulator was only 1 minute. Start simulation. Mo whispered to himself. Subsequently, a dialog box appeared in front of Mo that only he could see. Simulation started. Will the selected, intermediate leadership from the last simulation be retained? Mo directly chose yes. There is only one available ability now. If you don't choose him, you won't have a choice. The intermediate leadership has been successfully retained. It will be brought into the next simulation together. Please choose one of the following abilities to start the simulation. Natural talent, green. You learn everything relatively quickly. Performance master, green. Your ability to act on stage is unparalleled. Haosheng Weimeng, white. Don't think it's crooked, it just makes you have a stronger personality and a love for fighting. Damage replacement, blue. When you are in life-threatening situations, you can transfer the fatal damage you have received to someone else. Only limited to 1 use per day. Chapter 3. Single roommates luck and sacrifice to the heavens. Golden legend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. YMO. The level of abilities or items is divided into 6 levels. White, green, blue, purple, gold, rainbow, and so on. The last 4 random options were all white or green in color. This time come out a blue. Don't choose, it's him. Damage exchange. Successfully selected, damage replacement. Intermediate leadership and damage replacement will be incorporated into this simulation. On the first day, you started the morning meeting and watched over 100 executives from various regions below. Left Star General Mo Yen represented them and reported to you on the situation in various regions. The most headache-inducing thing is the escalating uprisings in various regions. Especially the uprising army's revival of the dynasty's power is the strongest. After the report, Left Star General Mo Yen actually advised you to surrender. He thought you would be angry, surprised, and hesitant, but he didn't expect you to just look at him coldly. Left Star General Mo Yan's face changed drastically, he knew he had been exposed. It's better to start first. Mo Yen drew out the laser sword hidden in his waist and stabbed it directly at you. But I didn't expect that you didn't dodge at all and was stabbed by him. You have been stabbed to the core and are in imminent danger. At a critical moment, the damage replacement ability is activated. Left Star General Mo Yen died in disbelief. Everyone doesn't know what happened, you took the opportunity to use your intermediate leadership skills and stabilize the court. And let the Right Star General Qingfeng lead the Imperial Guard to come and escort. You noticed that you had nothing to do, and the Right Star General Qingfeng breathed a sigh of relief. As per your request, he summoned 3,000 Imperial Guards from the Star King Palace. The damage exchange is indeed effective. At critical moments, turning defeat into victory. Down a city. Yemo breathed a sigh of relief, it seems that his breakthrough in the early stage still depends on the acquired abilities. However, upon seeing this, Yemo finally understood. The defector is the Left Star General Mo Yen. That 2 or 5 kids don't know why, brainwashed by the rebels and betrayed him. And this Right Star will bear the peak, it is estimated that the rebels have also come into contact with him. However, Qingfeng is still hesitating, just promising that the rebels won't take action, but he did not completely betray like Mo Yen. To put it bluntly, this Right Star will bear the peak and belong to the wall grass, swaying irregularly. Yemo feels that he can still fight for it. At this point, Yemo also sighed. He is a bit frustrated as the Star King. If my subordinates want to take him down, I won't say anything, looking for a usable person, we still have to choose from people at both ends of the line. Wait for me to develop, and then I will waste all of you. Yemo secretly said in his heart. Right Star General Qingfeng summoned the Imperial Guard to escort him, but unexpectedly, an accident occurred. The uprising of the Left Star General is like a trigger. Above the court, 1/3 of the officials who looked down on you with low brows and eyes pointed at your nose, loudly condemning your crimes. And shouting the slogan of Dynasty Recovery loudly. You have remembered their identities, Ma Yi, the Deputy Lord of Star City, Gong Hongyang, the commander of the 2nd Expeditionary Army, and Xu Yang, the president of the Blue Star Association. At the same time, a large number of rebels are ambushed outside the Star King Palace and attacking it. Even worse, 1/3 of the guards rebelled. They attacked the other guards. The whole hall is a mess. Amidst the chaos, a bullet flew over, concentrating your head. You were shot dead by a random gun. You're dead. Simulation ended. Simulate time for 1 day. YMO. Another day. This horse stomping is in hell mode, right? I thought it was easy to be the Star King. Is this a trap everywhere? YMO couldn't help but look up at the starry sky at a 45-degree angle. I can only be the Star King for 1 day. It's okay if this Star King is not suitable. Unfortunately, I want to go back and think about it. YMO also knows that this kind of thing does not change with his heart. I can only face it with a hard face. Thinking of this, YMO is also a bit lucky. Fortunately, there is a Overlord Simulator, otherwise, wouldn't he have been killed by Erwuzi on the first day? There are still 7 days left until the novice protection period. YMO doesn't believe he can handle a group of traitors. YMO rubbed his hands, set a small goal first, and lived through the first day. Before we talk, the 1-minute cooldown has passed. YMO restarted the simulator and replaced the previous intermediate leadership with damage transfer. The replacement of damage transfer, blue, has been successful. It will be brought into the next simulation. Ding. Simulation starts. Please choose one of the following abilities and bring it into the simulation. YMO clasped his hands together. The Buddhas worshipped all over the sky, and secretly made a grand wish: give me a good ability. I am willing to sacrifice my college roommate's 30 years of single luck. Subsequently, YMO opened his eyes and looked towards the next 4 options. De Jiruoyu, green. You have a clear mind and strong social skills, but no one can see your city. Saipanan, green. Needless to say, with a pair of good skin bags, it's comparable to Panan. The charm value doubles. Sunflower Encyclopedia, blue. World-renowned top martial arts. Do you want to become stronger? Come on, chop down. Heavenly God descends to earth, gold. Within an hour, with divine power, your strength, speed, and defense have been enhanced to a terrifying level. Within an hour, you are invincible. Use only once a day. YMO's eyes froze directly on the heavenly deity descending to the mortal world, and he didn't even move. Holy crap! Golden Legend. Chapter 4. Golden Ability. The heavenly god descended to earth. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Holy crap! Golden Legend. YMO was speechless. What else can this say? Does the heavens perceive my sincerity? It can only be said that the single luck of sacrificing roommates for 30 years is amazing. YMO touched his chin, otherwise, would sacrifice the remaining 30 years of single luck of my roommates next time. YMO nodded. It feels like this is not impossible. Hurry up and select the ability of the heavenly god to descend to earth. Heavenly gods possess bodies, like a heavenly god descending to earth. It can only be said that the system is amazing. I even have this ability. You can tell at a glance how amazing it looks. The only regret is the setting of a real man for that hour. Within an hour, everything is possible. After 1 hour, he's just a scumbag. YMO breathed a sigh of relief. Don't worry about this. With this golden ability, it is very likely that he will be able to pass through the cycle of death on this first day. We already have bicycles. What else do we need? Simulation started. Damage transfer, blue, and heavenly god descends to earth, gold, will be brought into this simulation. On the first day, you started the morning meeting and watched over 100 executives from various regions below. Left Star General Mo Yen represented them and reported to you on the situation in various regions. The most headache-inducing thing is the escalating uprisings in various regions. Especially the uprising army's revival of the dynasty's power is the strongest. You interrupted his report before he finished. You stood up from the throne and looked down at the high-ranking officials below. The high-ranking officials felt a different aura from your murderous eyes. You don't need to act anymore. You don't want to kill me. Then come on. I'll give you this chance. You sneered to the people around you, and the officials were shocked. They didn't expect you to say that. Tearing your face at this moment, wouldn't it make you crazy? Left Star General Mo Yan's face was full of surprise, while Right Star General Ching Feng's eyebrows were furrowed. Let's start with you. Didn't you surrender to the rebel army and become a dog, wanting to show loyalty with my head? You smiled and said to Left Star General Mo Yan. Left Star turned Mo Yan's face extremely pale. He knew he had exposed his true feelings. Mo Yan took out his laser knife and stabbed at you, while you also used the heavenly god to descend to earth. Your whole body has become golden, emitting a golden light, like jade. The skin of your body is engraved with mysterious patterns, and you feel that your body is full of power, unprecedented strength. Mo Yan's laser knife stabbed you, but surprisingly, it didn't even harm your skin and fur. Your defense is too strong. On the contrary, Left Star General Mo Yan was slapped by you, breaking his entire bones and dying. The sudden change caused chaos in the hall. Everyone didn't know what had happened, and they knelt down with a thunderous thud. Your mutation has made those who originally had ulterior motives afraid to act recklessly. Unfortunately, you don't plan on giving up like this. You know you only have 1 hour left and must end everything within 1 hour. Vice City Lord Ma Yi of Star City, Commander-in-Chief Gong Hongyang of the 2nd Expeditionary Army, and President Xu Yang of the Blue Star Association. Aren't you going to rebel? Why are you not speaking now? Traitors, damn it. After saying these words, you directly killed the rebellious officials. Your strength is boundless, and your speed is amazing. These officials are not your opponents at all. In just a short while, the rebellious officials will be purged by you. At this time, the rebels and the rebellious guards also rushed into the Star King Palace. Unfortunately, in front of your strong defense, their attacks are completely useless. You are like a heavenly god descending to earth, the life of the Reaper's rebels. Blood flows into the main hall. In less than an hour, you solved all the rebels. Mo. Mo never expected that in the end, he would use this method to end this rebellion. The heavenly god's descent to earth is truly a golden ability. So awesome. Do you have a group to fight against? Reduce 10 times with one effort. It's better to do it yourself, that's the real bullshit. Playing tricks and schemes is all empty, in the face of true strength, they're not worth mentioning. The remaining officials were terrified and intimidated by your divine power. You easily controlled the situation and started discussing the next countermeasures. Send orders and prepare the armies of various regions to prepare for a comprehensive attack on the rebels. No one dares to say a word no. Their eyes at you are filled with fear. You got off the morning meeting, go back to your room and rest. In the first month, according to your request, local armies will start to make contributions and engage in fierce battles with the rebel forces. What you didn't expect was that this counterattack not only did not achieve any results, but also the anti-rebel forces' power and territory became even larger. In the second month, the situation remained stagnant, but the power of the Star Army had clearly declined, and the rebel forces' power was still expanding. You only found out after observation that there are 3 reasons why the Star King Army finds it difficult to achieve results. One reason is that you killed too many senior officials in the main hall, and many Star King's soldiers were their direct subordinates, which has lowered the morale of the Star King Army. The second is that war has made the lives of people who were originally not wealthy worse, making their lives even more difficult. More people choose to join the rebel army. The third reason is that the Star King Army has become corrupt to the core, and its overall combat capability cannot match the anti-rebel forces. In the third month, the decline of the Star Army emerged, with successive defeats by the rebels. Half of the land of Blue Star has been captured by the rebel army. In the fourth month, the momentum of the rebel army became even more fierce, and the rebels from all sides collectively attacked the Star King Palace. You knew the situation was over and fled by plane to your second place of residence in a hurry, but you still brought your beautiful concubines with you. YMO. This last sentence is redundant. I seem to be a lascivious person when I speak. By the way, I just crossed over and I don't even know what the concubines look like. I only know how many are there. It seems like there are 30.3. Holy crap. YMO widened his eyes. It seems like I know something amazing. In the 5th month, your second residence, Changshan City, was besieged by rebels. Even if you use the heavenly god to descend to earth, you are powerless to return to heaven. After an hour of ability, you were killed by the rebels. You're dead. This simulation takes 5 months. 5 months. YMO breathed a sigh of relief. I finally lived for half a year. Anyway, it's a very significant progress. Prove that using the system to identify and solve problems is feasible. YMO also discovered it. After spending the first day, the time prompted by the simulator is not calculated in days, but calculated in months. This calculation is also normal. Dominating the universe will surely last for a long time. Fighting a war takes several months or even years. It's not like we talk about every detail every day, right? That has to be said to be monkey years and horse months. Does the host need to fix, heavenly god descends to earth as a permanent ability? Is that worth talking about? That's necessary. YMO directly chose the ability of the heavenly god descending to earth as a fixed ability. If nothing unexpected happens, this divine ability to descend to the mortal world is the ability he will retain on the first day. After confirmation, warm currents circulate within YMO's body. YMO almost screamed out comfortably. A fixed ability can be present in the real world. YMO couldn't help but want to see it. How strong is the ability of this heavenly god to descend to earth? The heavenly deity descended to earth. YMO let out a low moan and unleashed all his strength. I saw YMO's body. At a speed visible to the naked eye, it becomes golden and shiny, mysterious patterns one by one, gradually appearing on YMO's body. Do you think I'm surrounded in Chapter 5? Wrong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. YMO waved his hand, easily punched a hole in the nearby wall, so ruthless. With just one hand, YMO moved his 20-meter-long and 20-meter-wide rosewood bed aside, easy and easy. After playing for a while, YMO learned about the miraculous use of this heavenly god in descending to earth. This is mainly reflected in 3 aspects. Infinite strength, astonishing defense, and a significant increase in speed. Besides not being able to fly, my eyes don't emit light, and with time constraints it's like a castrated version of Superman. No wonder those guards are not his opponents. To be honest, with this ability, YMO's survival ability will be greatly enhanced. Star King, what happened? There was a commotion outside, and a team of guards rushed in. The leader is the Left Star General Mo Yen. They heard the noise inside YMO's room. I thought something was wrong with YMO, just rush in and take a look. As soon as I entered, I saw a big hole in the wall. The guards were surprised. This wall is made of sturdy alloy material. Is it possible that someone exploded the wall and wanted to ambush the Star King? Star King, this. YMO waved his hand and said, "Don't worry, I'm fine." After YMO finished speaking, he turned his gaze to the Left Star General Mo Yen. After the morning meeting, YMO saw the Left Star General with a shoehorn face for the second time. Unlike the first time, YMO used the simulator and already knew about the wolf-like ambition of this Left Star General. Looking at the gaze of Left Star General Mo Yen, there was a hint of coldness and murderous intent. Mo Yen seemed to have noticed that the atmosphere was not right, so he bent down and said to YMO. "As long as the Star King is fine. As long as the Star King is fine, I can rest assured. The Star King is the ultimate pillar of our blue star, and the comfort of life is related to the blue star's national fortune. I will defend the safety of the Star King with death under my command." The entire hall is under the protection of my subordinates and the Imperial Guard. Please rest assured, Star King. Recently, the rebel forces' activities have become increasingly frequent. If the Star King needs to go out, please call on the humble minister. The humble minister will lead the Imperial Guard to guard the king's left and right. Upon hearing these words, Yi Mo couldn't help but sneer twice. Do you want me to be okay? Do you want me to die? Who are you acting in front of me? If placed at the beginning of the descent, even if Yi Mo knew the rebellious heart of the left star general, I will also choose to endure. He has no chips in his hands. Listening to the meaning of Zhuo Xingjiang Mo Yen, it is said that he led the Imperial Guard to guard the Star Palace. In fact, this Star King Palace has been controlled by him and his subordinates. Yi Mo wants to deal with Mo Yen, without any chips. It's difficult to add, if you tear your face at this moment, not only will you not be able to kill Mo Yen, but you will also be killed by Mo Yen's dog jumping over the wall. In the end, it ended in a life or death ending. But now it's different. Yi Mo moved his wrist a little. He has the ability to possess divine beings. Dealing with these ants is not easy. On the side of the bed, there is no room for others to snore. Yi Mo has not yet put the time bomb around his hobbies and interests. Since this guy came knocking on the door, Yi Mo made a decisive decision and narrowed his eyes. This curse is about to be eradicated today. The means of the Emperor are immediate and decisive. Yi Mo smiled, poured 2 glasses of wine, handed it to Mo Yen twice, and said with a smile. Zhuo Xingjiang is really thoughtful. Once a good general, why worry about our blue star not thriving? You all go down, I have something to talk to Zhuo Xingjiang alone. Zhuo Xing brought Mo Yen over the drink. I don't know what Yi Mo means. I want to talk to him alone, but Yi Mo's tone and attitude always feel that it's not a good thing. Strange to say, since this morning's meeting, the Star King is like a different person. At this time in the past, shouldn't this foolish ruler be carefree and happy with his concubines? Today is abnormal. Stay in the room. The 500 square meter large bedroom was empty, with only this foolish gentleman alone. I don't know what he's doing either. Yi Mo's gaze flickered as he watched Zhuo Xingjiang's Mo Yan's gaze flicker, and he didn't know what this guy was thinking. But he realized that after he finished speaking, the 20 guards of the Imperial Guard had no intention of moving at all. Or did Left Star bring Mo Yen back to his senses? I waved my hand. Star King wants me to have a private conversation. You guys go down first. Upon hearing Mo Yan's words, these guards took action and bowed to Yi Mo, intending to walk outside. No need, it seems that you are all loyal. Then there's no need to avoid it, just stay. These guards, at first glance, are Mo Yan's confidants, only obeying Mo Yan and not considering him as the Star King at all. Staying behind is also a hindrance. Coincidentally, it has been resolved this time. Is it difficult to be a dog? Ah. With just one sentence from Yi Mo, he immediately surrounded Mo Yen, the general of Zhuoxing. What does this mean? I heard Yi Mo continue to speak. Dogs won't betray a master either. You are loyal to me and secretly collude with rebels, plotting rebellion. In a way, you are not as good as dogs. Drink alcohol, don't just listen to me, even forget to drink. I forgot to tell you, this is your farewell wine. Hurry up and drink, otherwise you won't even have a chance to drink later. Left Star General Mo Yen said. The Imperial Guard. You already know. Left Star immediately distanced Mo Yen from Yi Mo. That's all for now. If he doesn't know his identity is exposed, he will be a fool. Those who can become star generals are all human spirits. When did you find out? Mo Yen asked again, but saw Yi Mo only smiling at him and not speaking. Since we have reached this point, our faces are torn apart. Left Star General Mo Yan's heart froze and he made a decisive decision, deciding to take action in advance and sneering randomly. Looking at our emperor and ministers scene, I originally wanted you to live 2 more days. It's a pity you're so anxious to die. You despicable ruler, since ancient times, those who have virtue have held the position of Star King. You are incompetent and unworthy of this position. Today, I will act on behalf of heaven and kill you, you foolish ruler. Where are your ambushes? You can let them out now. In Mo Yan's opinion, if Mo dared to tear his face at this moment, he must have set up an ambush around him, waiting for him to enter the jar. But what Left Star General Mo Yan didn't expect was that, Mo shook his head mockingly and said something that shocked him greatly. To deal with this kind of trash with heads and ends, you still need ambushes. Who do you look down on? I'm enough to deal with you alone. Mo Yan. The Guardians. No ambushes. Is he alone? Mo Yan and the Imperial Guards looked at each other, then burst into laughter, laughing back and forth. Star King, you're not just a foolish ruler, are you still mentally incompetent? Are you the only one who wants to deal with me and the elite guards? You're probably dreaming. Mo Yan raised his hand and the guards under his command raised their laser guns, aiming them all at Mo. Surround this foolish ruler. Today I'll see how he escapes into heaven. Are you already surrounded by us? Do you think there's still a possibility of escaping? Mo Yan boasted arrogantly, with the victory in his grasp. Unexpectedly, Mo also smiled. Activate the divine possession effect. Mo's body was shining with golden light, like a heavenly deity descending to earth. General Mo, it seems that you have made a mistake. It's not you who surrounded me, it's me who surrounded you. One by one today, don't even think of leaving. Chapter 6. Thunder Techniques, Calming the Star Palace. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mo Yan. Before Mo Yan could come to his senses, Mo has already bullied himself and stepped forward. The speed is too fast, Mo Yan didn't even have a chance to see clearly. The golden fist instantly hit Mo Yan's stomach. Mo Yan felt as if he had been hit by a small mountain all over his body. Not only the Star Wars armor with strong protection was shattered, even Mo Yan's entire skeleton was shattered by the shock. Mo Yan let out a miserable scream, it flew backwards and was nailed to the wall. In a moment, there was no anger left. One hit, flash sale. The other guards watched this scene incredulously. What is the situation? A Star King who is pampering himself in the palace, swiftly killed the Left Star General wearing Star Wars armor with one fist. The guards were scared out of their wits. What's even more outrageous is that, their advanced weapons, whether laser guns, electromagnetic grenades, or high-melting cannons, hit Mo. There's no effect at all. Mo flicked the dust off the bullet body. Is that all? I'm a bit disappointed. The guards widened their eyes and looked at the scene before them in disbelief. This is not outrageous, this is off the charts. It's just that the physical strength is infinite, and they used their bodies to resist the damage of their high-tech weapons. How could this be possible? Is this the power that humans can possess? Even if 10,000 of these guards don't believe it, the fact is right in front of us, they couldn't help but suspect. The strength displayed by Mo at this moment has exceeded the imagination of these people. Like a heavenly god. Mo's mouth curved slightly, and the rest was harvest time. The game is over. 10 minutes later, waiting for the right star to bring Ching Feng over, the entire bedroom was already in a mess. Apart from Mo, there was no living person standing. As soon as you entered the bedroom, you saw Mo Yan, who was stuck in the wall and half of his body exposed, dead and unable to die anymore. Looking at the guards on the ground again, these are all Mo Yan's confidants. At this moment, there were also corpses lying on the spot, some had their chests flattened, some had their heads knocked out. The appearance of death is extremely tragic. It's all a one-shot kill. Only Mo stood in the middle of me, covered in blood. What happened? Right Star General, you came just right. Just now, a group of rebels sneaked in. Left Star General Mo Yen fought and died in a fierce battle to protect his own king. Please dispose of the bodies of the Left Star General and these Imperial Guards. I will announce this in the court tomorrow. Yi Mo said to the Right Star General Qingfeng. Ah! If Qingfeng believed Yi Mo, he would be an idiot. Qingfeng knows, this Left Star General Mo Yen is a member of the rebel army. If any rebels break in, Mo Yen wished he could kill Yi Mo with the help of the rebels. Protecting Yi Mo, how could it be? Besides, Yi Mo's tone was calm and relaxed, as if he had said something insignificant. No fear, not even a hint of panic. Is this the expected manifestation of being attacked? But if that's not the case, the situation at the scene is indescribable. How did Zhou Xingjiang and his subordinates die? You should know that this Star King Palace is nominally owned by Yi Mo, but in reality, the defense force of the Star King Palace has been overshadowed by the Left Star General Mo Yen. Whether they are guards or servants, they are all people of Mo Yen. Right Star General Qingfeng speculates that Left Star General Mo Yen will take action in the coming days, unexpectedly, will die so inexplicably. Is it Right Star General Qingfeng suddenly lifted his head and looked at Yi Mo, thinking of an unimaginable possibility. All of this was probably done by Wang. Yi Mo saw the confusion in the eyes of Right Star General and did not answer. Slowly walked to the side of the Right Star General and patted Qingfeng's shoulder. Work hard, don't let me down. Loyal people will get the benefits they deserve. Traitors are destined to die. In an instant, the Right Star exploded. Mo Yan's sense of crisis. He felt an unprecedented pressure from Yi Mo. He had a premonition that if he showed any displeasure at this moment, he would follow the footsteps of the Left Star General. With a puff, Right Star knelt down Qingfeng and lowered his head, saying, "Don't worry, I will definitely exhaust my heart and give everything for you." Yi Mo nodded, not making it difficult for the Right Star to subdue him. Now is the time to hire people. This Right Star General cannot be killed yet. Otherwise, it will be in a situation where no one can use it. Cheer him up, since he is witty, it's easy to say. From now on, the safety of the royal capital is up to you. Don't let me down. Right Star General Qingfeng respectfully bid farewell to Yi Mo's departure. When Yi Mo walked away, Qingfeng finally breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, he realized that his clothes had already soaked through. Wang has such terrifying oppression. Thunder tactics, calm the crisis in the Star Palace. Is this still the old clumsy and foolish ruler who only knew how to eat, drink, and play? I didn't expect Wang to hide so deeply. Those rebels thought Wang was weak and deceitful. This blue star is probably going to change the sky. Qingfeng muttered to himself. Leaving the previous dormitory, Yi Mo changed to another one. This dormitory is even larger than the 500 square meter dormitory just now. A jade swimming pool, a golden Nanmu bed, a crystal dining table, and a private cinema with a 30-meter long screen are all in place. The servants under their command come and go as soon as they call. Purple truffle caviar, which is as valuable as gold, is also a way to eat and toss a plate at a time, never taking a second bite. This level of luxury was something Yi Mo couldn't even imagine in his previous life. How did that sentence come to be said? Money is capricious. Who made his setting a foolish ruler? He directly maximized the word luxury. No wonder all men have an imperial dream. This horse riding is also too enjoyable. Just this material enjoyment, this hegemonic world is not in vain. It was the subordinates who asked if they wanted the concubines to come over and accompany Yi Mo happily, directly rejected by Yi Mo. What a joke. Time is tight, there is still time to waste on other things. Is it important to use emulators to enhance anything? Women. It can only affect the speed at which Yi Mo becomes stronger. It's about having a few women, after becoming stronger, become the ruler of the universe and have all the women in the entire universe. Yi-Mo can still distinguish between the lighter and the heavier. Chapter 7. A World Full of Crises. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Overall, after clearing the nail of the right star General Mo Yen, it has relieved Yi-Mo a lot. Otherwise, a traitor would be by your side every day, thinking about how to kill you. I guess I won't be able to eat well, so I have to be constantly vigilant about whether there are chronic toxins in the food. The competition for the supremacy of the universe is indeed not that simple. Everywhere is a pit. Yi-Mo is clear, left star General Mo Yen is just an appetizer. The problems and difficulties encountered in the future, Mo Yen is the first one, but definitely not the last one. There will probably be a lot of strength waiting for him. However, what still left Yi-Mo somewhat amazed was that the danger involved in the challenge of this cosmic hegemon far exceeded his expectations. At first, Yi-Mo thought it would give him a year and a half of beginner adaptation. I didn't expect a beginner protection period of only 7 days. After 7 days, it's a killing move. Once you take the wrong step, that's a dead end. The lives of princes, nobles, generals, and prime ministers are good, but you have to have a life to enjoy it. The power struggle at this level, either you die or I die. If it weren't for the simulator, Yi-Mo felt that he couldn't even live for 8 days. I'm about to be killed by the rebels. By the way, I opened the chat interface and took a look. In the chat area, there is still a sea of singing and dancing life. No one noticed, a deadly crisis is gradually approaching them, still trapped in the gentle homeland of being an emperor. Great. I've lived my whole life, the first time I've had such a great time. I can eat whatever I want, and play whatever I want. Just now, I saw a minister who didn't like me, so I gave him a fat beating. This grandson didn't even dare to fart. Great. Brothers. Have some dreams, okay. 3,000 harems. I want 30,000 harems. I have already ordered it, and those ministers will help me handle it soon. I don't need to worry. What are these guys saying? They say I work hard to continue the descendants of the Star King, which is actually a blessing for the people. Haha, I never thought that being a scumbag could be praised. No one should stop me. I used to work 996 every day and become a dog. Today, I want to play back. I have found 3,000 gaming experts to play games with me. I won't stay up all night for half a month, I won't stop. To tell you the truth, I have always had a film dream. Just now I spoke to ministers, and they all expressed their support. They always thought that people like me should be the hero. These ministers also hope to get a supporting role in the film. Ministers have already gone to do this. It is estimated that my film will be successful in a few days, and then we will share it with you. When the Star King makes a movie, you are really a talent. Is the movie upstairs a serious movie? If not, please take a step to speak. I don't agree with this statement anymore. Being a Star King means doing whatever you want. I used to be a chef. I asked all over the planet to bring the best ingredients and fulfill my culinary dream. Just one word for pleasure. It's so great. I regret this kind of good thing. Why didn't I cross over earlier? Still a scene of singing, dancing, and leveling up. Everyone is excitedly discussing the various benefits of being the Star King. I did what I wanted to do before, and also did what I didn't dare to do. Everyone feels that. Don't be too comfortable living above 10,000 people like the Star King. To have material possessions, to have beauty, to have power in the community. But where do they know the comfort at this moment? It is established within the rule of a 7-day novice protection period. No one noticed the hidden danger in the dark. Once the 7-day novice protection period has passed, the challenge of this cosmic hegemon will reveal his true claws and teeth. If not detected in a timely manner, don't make good use of these 7 days to do something. It is estimated that many people will die on the first day after the novice period. After thinking for a moment, Yi-Mo decided to remind his companions about it. Don't fall into the gentle countryside, danger is everywhere around you. Your ministers may want you to die. There are hidden forces lurking, trying to overthrow the rule of the Star Palace. Just during the novice protection period, these dangers did not surface. Don't find a way to identify these hidden crises and find ways to deal with them. Once the novice protection period is over, it's probably your end. Yemo clicked on send. Then the dialogue box in the chat area was closed. He is benevolent and righteous, what can be reminded has already been reminded, it's not his business what others think. He's not a nanny, don't forget that in this cosmic challenge, everyone is a competitor. Delayed some time, Yemo opened the simulator and started the next simulation. Let's see what kind of surprises the Overlord Simulator can bring him this time. Chapter 8. Rebel Army. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ding. The simulator is starting. Please choose one of the following 4 initial options as your initial option. Honghu Jiji, blue. You are a king with great aspirations, not addicted to alcohol and sex, and wholeheartedly want to govern the country well. Your willpower and decision-making ability have been greatly improved. Financial expert, green. Your financial management ability is extremely strong, and the country's financial receipts and payments have increased by 30%. Invisible cloak design, blue. Obtain invisible cloak design. You can mass-produce invisible cloaks. Forget life spring, green. This is a magical spring water, as long as you take a sip, you can forget everything about your life. Yemo. Sure enough, good luck is not always present. The ability refreshed this time, there will be no more golden options. A few options, nothing outstanding, just barely looking through them. Yemo no longer hesitated, directly selected one of the options. Ding. Honghu Jiji, blue, chooses success. The 2 abilities of Honghu Jiji, blue, and Heavenly God descends to earth, gold, will be brought into the next simulation. In the morning meeting of the first month, you announced the death of General Mo Yen, shocking the court and the public. Many ministers' faces were particularly ugly when they learned that General Mo Yen had died to protect them. They knew that Mo Yen had surrendered to the rebels, and his protection was just a pretext. It is highly likely that his identity was exposed and he was cleared by you. Yemo nodded when he saw this. Indeed, what happens in reality has an impact on the simulation in the simulator. He killed General Mo Yen, the left general, the character Mo Yen would not appear in the simulator. Subsequent simulations will also be affected. Yemo touched his chin. Since that's the case, he can learn more about the upcoming dangers through the simulator, timely nip danger in the bud. The simulator has the following prompts. In the second month, you announced a comprehensive encirclement and suppression of the rebel army. Your ministers praised you for your wisdom. The most blue star cancer of the rebel army should have been cleared long ago. No minister came forward to oppose your opinion. But you know, many ministers' faces and hearts are at odds. General Mo Yen, the left general, stubbornly becomes aware that they are just pretending to be snakes on the surface, secretly colluding with the rebel army, and engaging in colluding activities. You don't hesitate anymore. In times of emergency, you have resorted to extreme measures and decided to use thunderous means to clean up the court. You announced on the spot the charges of colluding with the rebel army, including the Deputy Lord of Star City, Ma Yi, and the commander of the 2nd Expeditionary Army, Gong Hongyang. They were shocked by the revelation of their conspiracy and wanted to use their hidden strength lurking in the Star Palace to turn things around. Nearly 1,000 forbidden guards fought back on the spot, but they were still unable to defeat you in the mortal state of the Heavenly God. You washed the court with blood, blood flowed into a river. All other officials who were not affected were trembling with fear and knelt down to show their loyalty to you. Above the court, there are no more voices opposing you, nor are there any people with ulterior motives. This month, known as Bloody February. Yemo nodded. Extraordinary times, extraordinary means. Directly using thunderous means to end this matter, it also fits his personality perfectly. When encountering difficulties, one must constantly break free and endure their turmoil. The method of cutting through chaos with a quick knife, EMO doesn't feel any discomfort. Just EMO still feels a bit curious. These ministers discovered what they had always thought of as a foolish ruler. Surprisingly, he is a character with explosive combat power. What was the expression at that time? In the 3rd month, you worked hard, formulated strategies, and aspired to be a wise ruler. You haven't been a lesbian for 3 months now. The harem was filled with grievances, but you ignored them. You were all focused on how to manage the Blue Star well. Under your arrangement, the military forces of various territories gathered and launched a large-scale encirclement towards the rebel stronghold. What surprised you was that the result was not entirely satisfactory. Nearly 1 million Starry King's armies, after half a month of encirclement and suppression, have not captured a single rebel stronghold. The weak combat effectiveness of the Star King army leaves you speechless, and what's even more speechless is that every attack on rebel territory, the rebels seem to know it in advance, and if they plan ahead, your army can only return without success. You understand, at this point, the Star Army has already rotted to the bone, not only because the army is scattered, but also because there are many traitors who collude with the rebels inside and outside, reporting to the rebels. In the 4th month, you worked hard, reorganized the army multiple times, and cleared many traitors. With your unremitting efforts, the military's atmosphere and overall combat effectiveness have been greatly improved. In order to save money, you cut the salaries of local officials by half, and you are just eating salty vegetables and rice porridge. And you said in the court that if you do not quell the rebellion, you will not rest one day. Not only the ministers, but even the rebels are shocked by your determination. This is completely different from the king they know who only knows beauty. Some people suspect that you have been taken away. You continue to engage in a tug of war with the rebels, and with your efforts, the situation has improved. In the 5th month, as the war continued, you adopted a strategy of gathering and inciting rebellion. As expected, there have been disagreements within the independent rebel forces, and some of them have chosen to surrender under your coercion and temptation. There are also some rebels who are indecisive. Your infidelity calculation is working. The momentum of the rebel army greatly diminished, and the Star Army took the opportunity to counterattack and took several important rebel strongholds. The ministers in the court are all shocked by your methods. The war against the rebels, which was originally not well regarded, shows signs of winning under your actions. The ministers in the court admire you immensely. The balance of victory is tilting down on your side. Yemo nodded, as he expected. These rebel forces appear to be powerful. Actually, it's just a pile of scattered sand, they are all fighting for their own interests. As long as sufficient benefits are given, it can easily disintegrate from it. So, to put it this way, this simulation has the potential to quell the rebellion against the rebels. The simulator quickly gave the following prompts. What Yemo didn't expect was that an accident occurred. Chapter 9. New Crisis, Soul-Devouring Beast. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In June, your Starfleet has conquered 2/3 of the territory occupied by the rebels. I am planning to annihilate the remaining stubborn resistance army. But you found that the originally scattered rebel army had gathered together. Encounter the Starry Army in an orderly manner and launch several night attacks on the Starry Army. The Star King army was caught off guard. The first defeat in 2 months. After investigation, you found that it was the handwriting of the remnants of the previous Blue Moon dynasty. A person claiming to be the princess of the Blue Moon dynasty unified the remaining rebel forces. The rebels all submit. Their morale has greatly increased. The Star King army has launched multiple attacks, all of which have been unsuccessful. The war situation once again fell into a stalemate. In July, the situation remained deadlocked. The cohesion of the rebel army was greatly beyond your expectations. You were curious about what means the Blue Moon dynasty used to make these rebellious rebels so determined. You are also curious about the identity of Princess Blue Moon, but unfortunately, sending people from multiple sources to investigate has been unsuccessful. The rebels' confidentiality work is done very well. Only the upper echelons of the rebels know about Princess Blue Moon's identity, while others only hear her voice and do not see her. But months of war have made people's originally less affluent lives even worse. Blue Star's resources are even more scarce because of this war. You see in your eyes that there's not much time left for you. In the 8th month, something strange happened. A strange monster called the soul-eating beast has appeared all over the country. This kind of monster first appeared in Binhai City. Can suck on human souls, and can also die and resurrect infinitely. The appearance of soul-devouring beasts has disrupted all your plans. In just 1 month, several cities were baptized by soul-devouring beasts and turned into ghost cities. Millions of people died at the mouth of soul-devouring beasts. You secretly feel uneasy. What surprised you was that you received intelligence. The rebels seem to have a way to avoid being attacked by soul-devouring beasts. You suspect that all of this is done by the rebels. In the 9th month, if you decide to resist the outside, you must first settle in. Mobilize all troops and launch a final comprehensive attack on the rebels. But on the eve of the decisive battle, he was ambushed by a group of rebels in the Star Palace. Not many people came, only 10 people. What surprised you was that the 3,000 Imperial Guards couldn't resist them. Especially the handsome white-haired woman led by her, who looked only in her 20s, wielding a Tang sword with unprecedented skills. The guards were like paper in front of him, unable to hold on to a single face. You even doubt if she's human. The subordinates all referred to this woman as boss. My name is Yu Linglong. I am a princess of the Blue Moon dynasty. I came here this time to discuss peace talks with you. You just found out that the woman with explosive combat power is the princess of the former Blue Moon dynasty. Her purpose of coming this time is to negotiate peace. According to her, the Blue Star is on the brink of destruction and cannot withstand such large-scale consumption. If it continues, it will only perish together. Your primary enemy now is the Soul Devourer. Only by uniting can we overcome this crisis, otherwise all humans will become the food for the Soul Devourer. She wants to exchange terms with you using a power usage method called returning to Yuan. As she said, those who learn to return to life can effectively evade the attacks of soul-devouring beasts. I want to exchange this for a year of peace. This suggestion was rejected by you. You can't believe her. Since I don't agree, I'll have to use the second plan. After speaking, Yu Linglong attacked you fiercely. She wants to use force to subdue you. What she didn't expect was that your combat power was super strong, and compared to her, you were only strong and not weak. You are also shocked. Yu Linglong's strength is comparable to that of you, who descended from heaven. It seems that she has mastered a special method of using energy, greatly enhancing her own strength. You two have an equal chance, but you can't do anything about Yu Linglong's speed. Yu Linglong can't break through your defense either. In the end, neither of you could do anything. Yu Linglong took advantage of the situation and fled. You didn't pursue because it was time for the divine possession. In the 10th month, the battle between the Star King army and the rebels continued. From all over the world, constantly sending messages for help. The disaster development of soul-devouring beasts is much faster than you imagine. In just the 3rd month, more than 20 cities and nearly 10 million people have been killed by soul-devouring beasts. There is already an uncontrollable trend. You were forced to stop the fierce attack on the rebels. Turn back and deal with the soul-devouring beasts. In the 11th month, half of the Blue Star had already fallen, and half of the population had died in the mouths of soul-devouring beasts. The living can only huddle in the Steel City and live a miserable life. You realize that the situation was not right, but unfortunately it was too late. The terrifying level of soul-devouring beasts far exceeds your expectations. They not only have strong defense, but also have a huge body size. Their infinite resurrection ability makes it impossible for you to find any way to eliminate them. Whether it's cut into chunks or pieces, after a while, these soul-devouring beasts can be resurrected again. You look at the human defense line that is gradually being swallowed up, and you know that the situation is over. In the 12th month, the disaster of soul-devouring beasts continued to expand. At this time, the number of soul-devouring beasts had increased by more than 10,000 times compared to the initial outbreak. It's not just a beast disaster. Wherever soul-devouring beasts invade, the environment has also undergone significant changes, with red spherical plants resembling blood cells emerging from the ground one after another. The entire blue star is no longer suitable for human survival. In the 13th month, the star city where the star palace is located has become the only place where humans exist. Outside the star city, there are overwhelming soul-devouring beasts besieging us. At least there are millions. They range from 3 meters tall to 30 meters tall, some resembling ancient crocodile dragons, some resembling legendary unicorns. Those are monsters you have never seen before. The final battle of human defense has begun. Although the defending Star King army is unparalleled in bravery and fearless of death, unfortunately, in front of the soul-devouring beasts that can be resurrected infinitely, they can only slowly be worn away. You used the heavenly God to descend to earth, but unfortunately, you were ultimately submerged in the ocean of soul-devouring beasts. You're dead. This simulation is over. The duration is 13 months. Chapter 10. Achievement Rewards. Extra Ability Solidification. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shoo. Finally, it's over. Yemo breathed a long sigh of relief. Guessed the beginning, but did not guess the result. Yemo didn't expect that, will die in this way. He didn't die in the hands of the rebels, but died in the hands of a monster called a soul-devouring beast. The amount of simulation information this time is a bit large. Give him a stroke. What is the mystery of the Blue Moon Dynasty? I heard that Yemo has eaten it once. After searching for information, Yemo only then understood what was going on in the Blue Moon Dynasty. It's not a secret either. The Blue Moon Dynasty is the previous dynasty on his planet, ruled the Blue Star for hundreds of years. Later, it was destroyed by Yemo's ancestors, only then did we have the current Palace of Stars. To put it simply, it's the remnants of the previous dynasty. This also explains why when the Blue Moon Dynasty emerged, it was able to quickly consolidate a scattered group of rebels and consolidate them together. In addition, Princess Yu Linglong of the Blue Moon Dynasty also caught Yemo's attention. A girl with explosive combat power can even compete with him who uses the heavenly god to descend to earth. This combat power is not average strength. How did she do it? What caught Yemo's attention the most was the final burst of soul-devouring beasts. This is a situation that Yemo never imagined. Follow the prompts on the simulator. Soul-devouring beasts are monsters that can devour human souls and resurrect endlessly. As soon as it appeared, it caused millions of deaths in a short period of time. If nothing unexpected happens, this soul-devouring beast will be for a period of time to come, apart from the rebels, the biggest threat to Yemo and even the entire Blue Star. No, the danger level of soul-devouring beasts far exceeds that of rebels. Yemo just wanted to exclaim, undoubtedly, it is a cosmic hegemony. You can encounter any kind of situation. Still thinking about encountering some strange and peculiar things in the future, I didn't expect to encounter it so soon. And it's all this deadly danger. A slight mistake, it's the kind of life and death that will dissipate. Yemo dare not show any carelessness. I have recorded several key points. According to the simulator, the outbreak of this soul-devouring beast occurred in the 8th month. And the location of the first occurrence was a city called Binhai City. Yemo recorded it and it will be useful in the future. This idea is a bit awkward. Yemo seemed to analyze the current situation. The most difficult part of this soul-devouring beast is that it can be resurrected infinitely. Fight an opponent who cannot be killed, how else are you going to fight? Sooner or later, they will be consumed to death by the other party. And there is still too little information known. How did soul-devouring beasts appear, what methods did they reproduce through? These were not mentioned in the simulation. Next time in the simulation, focus on checking if there is any information about this aspect. When Yemo looked back at the records of the simulator, I suddenly noticed something. That former princess named Yuling Long, when negotiating with him, she said she has a way to avoid being chased by soul-devouring beasts. It is a method of using power called returning to the original. Yemo saw this and became interested. Perhaps this month Ling Long is the key to breaking through the current situation. This former princess clearly knows more about soul-devouring beasts. If possible, can you find the breakthrough point for this problem on Yuling Long? However, Yemo still hesitated a bit. After all, he and Yuling Long are in different camps. To put it simply, two people have an opposing relationship. Will Ling Long really help him this month? It's another matter, even if some information is intentionally revealed, whether it is true or false remains to be verified. Yemo glanced at the time. It's already 11 o'clock in the evening after a tiring day. Yemo decided not to simulate anymore and to take a good rest. Is it a combination of work and rest? Being too mentally tense is not a good thing. Yemo sighed in his heart. Unfortunately, this soul-devouring beast incident seems to have to be resolved in the future. After all, his biggest reliance at this time is still the ability drawn by the system. He can only solidify one ability per day. The ability of being possessed by the heavenly god has been locked by him. To achieve a significant improvement, we can only see if we can acquire better abilities the next day to deal with the upcoming crisis. But at this moment, Yemo's voice rang out in his ear. Ding! Congratulations to the host for surviving in the simulator for over a month. Received the achievement of 1 Anniversary of Interstellar Survival. Achievement reward for 1 Anniversary of Interstellar Survival. On the day of simulation, an additional fixed ability can be obtained. Attention! This reward is only valid on the same day, no waiting for overdue payments. Yemo was originally lying on a 30-meter-long sandalwood bed. With just one swipe, I jumped out of the boat. Achievement rewards. And this good thing. Just read it again. Yemo already knows what this achievement reward means. That is to say, can I obtain 2 fixed abilities today? In addition to the ability of Heavenly God Descends to Earth, can I also fix another one? The system quickly gave a positive answer. Yes. Only valid on the same day. Yemo's eyes lit up.